trying to make an impact for Team EnVy here. With Lyra, as you said, it helped. And we'll see in picks and bans how they do against the #1 team in the league. 4-0 Cloud9. Phase 1 is off and running with a Syndra and a Camille on that ban phase.
And the Jace to come through as well, one of the big split pushers that Seraph was playing yesterday and got them that first victory match win, not just game win. So EnVy are coming in with a little bit of momentum, and they know that there were going to be some losses when they had a new team, when they didn't have their full roster and they needed some more practice time. So EnVy has accepted that this is part of process, that they start off 0-4, but this is where they changed it from 1-4 and looking for 2-4 today.
I think I said something about it last week, but there are teams that say, yeah, we are here, we'll be good in the summer, this is kind of testing the waters, we'll figure out how the team works. But EnVy has already had that time, and like you said, they're here to make an impact in this season. You see the lineup that they're trying to bring to the table one more time, really switching up the bot lane with Apollo. He's been able to do quite a bit in the synergy with the team.
So right here, speaking of bot lane Apollo, you would think the Varus is pick here for EnVy, and then the jungle, that's unexpected because there are still a lot of things on the table, like the Rek'Sai, which people have been prioritizing very highly, but we're seeing a lot of the Korean junglers like Chaser and Lyra go back to playing the Elise when Rek'Sai is still up for the pick potential.
This is something I wondered. A lot of other regions will show that, an Elise, other junglers. But NA has strewn away, going for the Kha'Zix, mostly the Rengar. Lyra likes to switch it up. He only has the 3 unique so far. Elise is one of those. So not stretching his wings too much, or legs, I should say. Jensen picks up the Rise and the Jhin as well for Sneaky.
Yep, you take the Jhin for Sneaky, one of the first people to bring it out in professional play, I believe the first. Right here, you expect either the Cassiopeia or the Corki as the counter to Rise, but it is going to be the Corki, a little bit more on the risky side. Not a direct lane counter, but can survive and does take exhaust. And if Jensen takes Cleanse, which he currently has, it would remove that summoner spell, so it could be pretty cheeky.
That'll definitely give us a pretty volatile mid lane. We know Ninja likes to dive. Maybe like Cleanse will catch him off guard here.
So I was looking at some of the statistics for these guys, because Ninja was playing jungle previously. Now he's had a decent amount of games on mid. He's actually tied with Jensen for most CS per minute at 9.9. So they actually farm very heavily, both of these mid laners, but they try to get things done simultaneously.
No, yeah, that's very interesting because you always know Ninja on his Victor play, whatnot, trying to thread in attacks.
I remember him
easier on Victor and whatnot.
I remember him for his Pantheon that he played against Jensen and gave up some of the most kills that have ever happened in a single game. But Jensen, that was of course the record-setting game for most kills in a game on professional play.
I think Ninja remembers as well.
I think he does. I think he wants revenge for that.
Gangplank, seeing a bit more of the plank in gameplay here in the NALCS. Lulu as well off the ban list. One more here for the side of Cloud9.
The Lulu being banned away, support's not picked up still, and they're kind of pinching their own champion pools on both sides since they matched in the first phase. Okay, so the Fiora still split pushing.
Respect for the top lane.
Yeah, GP gone, Jace gone, Fiora gone. Here you pick your support. Malzahar's still on the table. Misfortune's gone as well. So both Lulu and Misfortune taken away. There aren't too many counters or things that you would enjoy playing into it, but we have seen Smoothie pick Taric as what he enjoys playing into the Malzahar.
Very true. Still up as well. Maokai could be the lock-in over on the side of Impact.
He loves the Maokai. It's kind of how they round out their compositions is that tank top lane for Impact, and the Maokai is his go-to, very reliable, a lot of point-and-click CC.
And there's the Taric cover, the Taric lock as well. And we're going to see what we get for the top lane here for Team EnVy. Rumble yesterday for Seraph was pretty cheeky, nicely played. Not really what they want to throw into this composition here, but up to 9 unique champions already played by Seraph. He's going to throw in the Shen this time. We'll see what he can do to help out the team globally from the top lane on this one.
Yep, gives him another split pusher. He can buy a Tiamat, get wave priority over the Maokai. The Grasp of the Undying and Q pass through with Shen makes it a favorable matchup for him against Maokai. So this is what a lot of people would just consider a counter matchup because he can continue to split and TP into the fights in two ways. Whereas Maokai has to walk, kind of stumble his way there. Trees don't get places very quickly, Riv.
Seeing what happens on the side of EnVy. Good amount of the poke, a good amount of poke for the objectives. They can get the missiles in, the arrows as well. Varus, an AD carry right now that a lot of people are looking at as one of the tops with the recent changes, as well as Jhin. So, very volatile matchup in that sense with the damage these guys can do now.
It's so interesting how everybody was kind of like, you know, 80 carries, they kind of suck. They have to wait for 3 items.
2017.
Don't meme me on cast Riv. So three items until like 80 carries would turn on, or even 4. But because of lethality, now people are just playing the lethality 80 carries. Even we're seeing in Europe, Reckless on Ezreal go for lethality builds. I've seen a Sivir go for a Ghost Blade. And it's just like people value these items so highly on these 80 carries that, well, it's kind of dumb not to go with one of those 80 carries in a lot of people's minds.
Looking at this composition, what would you say those changes kind of favor here, coming in for Cloud9 and Envy to start things off?
Oh, wow. I definitely think that the Envy composition have a little bit more in terms of lane priority. They have a winning top lane. They have a bottom lane that has a support that is much more pressure. And in the mid lane, it's rather even depending on who gets the attention, but I think it's Ryze favored. Corki has a little bit more early game, but Ryze has a lot of potential to just pop off.
Look at the sprint out. I like that.
Yeah, that was the weirdest animation from Ryze when he got reworked. It was just the running that he had. It's like, yeah, my arms will cut the air in front of me, so it's easier to run through.
It makes you aerodynamic.
Yeah.
If you disrupt the air in front of you, it doesn't hit you as much, right? So we'll see how things start off here. Line of scrimmage for both teams. Hug on the upper brush for Apollo and Hakuo to see if anybody puts in a blue side ward, but nothing coming of it.
I expect there to be top side starts here for both junglers. Envy do have the option to start bottom and have a leash from the Malzahar, but I think that Envy would instead opt for being further up in the lane so that they can just get lane priority and push a level 2 power spike.
Wonder how Envy feels coming into this game. You're up against the #1 team. Are you ready to make the first move? Obviously, you can't be hesitant to. But do you try to see what, Cloud9 has, and then you counter that? Or do you try and just poke, hopefully get to level 6 and be able to work the map with that range and vision?
I think that as Envy, you never want to play, even just as a team in general in professional play, don't react to their plays, just make your own plays instead and just be the one who's proactive.
Yeah.
Unless your composition is like just a counter engage or a disengage. But the trade down bottom, Smoothie he has a few voidlings on him right now. He's got a few friends. Give me a hug. They're there forever.
They're just like, walk it out. They'll go away. Believe me. It's all right. Nice hit on the minion. Should be good enough for the relic to come through. And a few actually missed there as it approaches the turret, and they have damage on the back line of the casters. Mid lane, all quiet on the home front here as both hit level 2 at the same time. Junglers just hitting the bottom side of their map. Looks like Lyra may have a bit of a head start here.
Yeah, they've both actually done 2 camps working on their 3rd now.
Oh, you're right. He skipped forever.
Yeah. So maybe a bottom lane game? Blast Cone or check? Let's see, it'd be really early. A lot of people don't go for that level 3 gank because it's so risky, and if they get behind, they usually go for scuttle control. And oh, that's Cocoon down!
Very painful. Lyra arm is down to 50% already. Can he get the pull? The team's going to be able to help him from the bottom side. Contracts has to be careful here. It is a pinch, though, on the Contracts. Lyra first. It is going to be Contracts down. And then they drop Lyra. The fight's still going on.
Apollo back in.
Over the wall. I don't think he wanted to get that close. He actually is trying to get to the team and get himself goal side. Jensen's out of this one. We got heal now coming from Sneaky. Hakuo stunned up. Deadly Flourish. They finish up another one. Seraph comes through on a late teleport. Both of the top laners said, all right, this is going for the long haul. We have to engage. Arcane Smash. Seraph gets dropped. And as both teams don't wait for action to start, 3-1, 3 minutes in.
Wow, that's the type of game you were expecting for Envy's win, where it's bloody at the beginning. Cloud9 get the better of it, though. Yeah. And I think the big difference there is the teleports. Lyra, he does the right thing. Bottom lane has priority, mid doesn't. So he goes bottom, starts flashing towards bottom, so he can get help here from Apollo. Apollo can heal him. Then they turn it around here. Apollo actually ends up with double buffs here. because it's the kill on one and then the other, so there aren't two double buffs floating around in this fight. It's just Apollo. So he's feeling really good, but then this ward comes down from, I believe it's Smoothie who puts down. Yeah, the 2 wards come down. But look at where Seraph's TP is. He's tri-brush bottom. That is way far off. EnVyus should have just backed off as soon as they saw that teleport. Even if Seraph hits that taunt, it doesn't matter. Smoothie was zoning the top right. Impact was there as well. Seraph should have canceled his TP, and the rest of EnVyus should have just walked away when that TP was coming through in the middle of everything.
I think that's what most people thought was going to happen. The teleports came in so late. Everybody on the teams thought this will fizzle out after this kill, this kill, and they just kept coming in.
It could have been a call as well, because sometimes you're like, I'm TPing in, keep fighting, keep fighting.
Yes,
and
that's true.
The team will listen against, better judgment.
Well, control wards in the inventory of Cloud9 now. We just saw Contracts put his out. That'll be towards the top side pixel brush of Baron. And 4 more now to be laying across the board and shut down EnVy's vision, which they just started to creep up a little past the river.
Yeah, and right now, this is kind of the jungle paradise right now. Nobody has flash on the enemy team. Contract is like, I could gank any lane right now, so I will get vision of the enemy jungle, make sure he doesn't take advantage of my lanes, and that's the right play right there as well. Cover your top side of the map. Bottom lane is currently covered by EnVy more so they're kind of just splitting the map in vision right now and taking control of the top side.
If your Sneaky has a strong flash finger, invest in Sneaky stock flash, or flash stock, I should say. Last one with it left up after that fight in the beginning. He actually comes back and serrated Dark to the tier stack of Apollo. And those two will be able to pretty much just fend each other off in lane without doing too much here. So teleports down that early. We'll see how it actually affects the lane if there's a gank coming up here, because that's usually used to get back to lane. Then you wait for a 6 teleport in. Whew. Feels so good when you're actually still fighting the other guy. Minions are off doing everything they can to Sneaky. Oh, Malzahar is fun.
Yep, and now you can see Lyra taking a stroll through all of the vision, and that ward's about to go down. And mid lane's fighting. Jensen's like, actually, he's kind of blocked by the minions.
I was going to say, it's a big minion wave for Jensen to be fighting in. As you pointed out, cleared up wards here. Like you said, Lyra's going to try to come through and do a little damage control for the team as they lost some time on the map in that last fight.
Oh, and bottom lane looked like they wanted to come up. Smoothie and Sneaky were both shoving out bottom and then roaming, trying to make sure that, because the bottom lane in professional play, if they dip up, then mid lane has to back off, the jungler has to back off of mid. So just leaving the lane actually provided pressure for Jensen to get control of the wave. And Sneaky's going to take so much damage here.
That combo is so disgusting. It's just the arrow to the silence followed up by the minion. Sneaky can't do anything about it. As Smoothie tries to stave off any more pain.
Yeah, we've actually seen a lot of players abandon the Malzahar. Hakuho, the Malzahar, and Zyra seem to be just his bread and butter right now, and they're going to get ganked bottom. There's Contracts coming bottom, and you see the Rise making his way down here as well. Jensen, like, he's actually returning the favor because Sneaky and Smoothie had actually dipped upward, and they have control with the control wards all throughout the jungle and the bottom side or the river. Cloud9, whoever leaves lane,
he's all right.
They're just little chickens. Spiders kill chickens, especially in Australia.
What kind of chickens do you eat?
You weren't even going to ask what type of spiders they are. You went the other way with it. All right. But yes, when you disappear from the map, just like Jensen did, bottom lane had to back off. When the bottom lane disappeared, the mid lane from EnVy had to actually back off. So C9 are definitely using the pressure of dipping into Fog of War.
Piercing arrow, auto hail of arrows. Apollo always has the range to make a 1-2-3 happen. And as Hakuo adds on, they continue to hold that lane in HP. It's still 60-60 in CS, so Cloud9 doing a nice job of farming with that low HP.
Yep. And just checking in on the top lane here. There's the bottom lane. Oh, Sneaky did pick up those kills, and he's happy. But because the top lane, those TPs didn't actually work out too well. Ninja? Oh, he didn't. Oh, he got baited!
Whoopsie daisy! That's not what you want to do. Realm Warp up, and Realm Warp dodged by himself.
Yeah, Jensen put the Realm Warp behind him, and then he's like, all right, well, I guess I'm not going there. And Jensen ends up just in Fog of War, and that's the control of this bottom side of the map. Ninja just way out of position. So is Apollo.
Who are they going to hit?
Seraph has flash.
Seraph just used teleport to top lane. He interrupted. Yep, twisted advance on. I thought he was going to stop it since he just got that teleport to top. Cocoon hits. Very straggler-like on all of these attacks. Nobody's really able to follow up. So EnVy backs off at trying to fight at the ankles there. Cloud9 almost come up with a kill, but they are going to get a little bit of lane presence, which they've been wanting here in this bot lane.
And before that broke out, I was going to talk a little bit about the top lane. because Impact actually canceled his teleport. He tried to make a play bottom, or at least was looking like it. Canceled it. Seraph used his to get back to lane, so Seraph was able to use the stand united. It got interrupted, so he gets a little bit back in this lane because it wasn't going in his favor after the first 2 assists that Impact had picked up and the death that Seraph had early on. So it's getting a little bit back, as well as that turret going over, so the gold's only 700 between. And you can see here, TP comes out back to the top lane, and that was so good. That was really good. He dipped up just to be completely out of vision, and there's the TP. What? That was the TP from Impact. Like, that was a slowpoke one right there. I'm coming for Ninja, guys.
You said trees move slow. Not on him. Not on him. So just about 1,000 gold lead here on the side of Cloud9 for some smart map movements. Able to get the upper hand on a few kills. Apollo put some money in his pocket, so we'll see the damage come from him later if he can keep this going. They have taken out their lane, so all that fun they were having with Sneaky and Smoothie is going to have to be found somewhere else now. Apollo's just going to farm by himself, and we'll see what Hakuho can provide for the rest of the team on the map.
Yep, they have the double marksman composition, but they also have Hakuho with an ultimate here, and Smoothie. Ooh.
He sensed it.
Yep.
It's too quiet here. We don't have enough vision. It's actually very smart play by Smoothie. Easy, especially this part in the game when you think people aren't strong enough. You walk in and take a bit of damage and go out.
Yeah. I was talking about warding earlier. Now Envy, it's kind of been a dance where C9 had control of the top river, then they had control of the bottom river, made some plays there, and now C9 has control of the top side river with all their control wards. But Envy now have control of the bottom side where Drake is, and Drake is up currently. It's a Cloud Drake, so we'll see how much they actually invest into it here.
It would be nice to get 2 kills on Sneaky, 2 kills on Jensen. This fight would probably not go in their favor. So to be able to sneak this out from under the nose of Cloud9 as they farm would be very nice.
Malzahar makes sure that you don't take too much damage while taking the Drake. And the bottom wave has been shoved up, so they don't miss any CS here. They might have to back too. So Apollo will pick up the wave, and then Hawk will back and roam a little bit and figure out what type of boots he wants. Okay. The Ionian Boots of Lucidity. We will typically see the mobility boots. The Ionian Boots of Lucidity are kind of the second option if you're trying to make flash plays for picks, but this composition has a little bit of pick potential with 3 members who have that single target CC. So if you're out of position as Cloud9, you always have to be wary.
Saying for Lyra coming in and playing a lot of that Rek'Sai, so Seraph could kind of have carry top laners. It's almost switched up in this one, so for Envy to have that between, as we said, that top lane synergy and the jungle, hopefully it starts to really pay off for him. This time Seraph 91 to 95 in the top side as him and Impact back and forth. Quite a bit of damage as he waits to soak up the minions in front of his turret. Mid lane's getting a little bit of love here. Might see something coming on to Jensen soon.
Jensen's the person to watch for Cloud9 right now. 100% KP. The fact that he's got 2 of those kills. Money's in the right place for Cloud9. And they have it on their carries.
Yeah.
Envy, it's kind of the same story, but there wasn't as much money to go around. Not as many kills. But they do have it on the right people. Jensen looks like he wants to dive top. He's level 10, so it's not the super long range ultimate. But he's also ducked out of vision. Oh.
I feel like this has the potential of opening up here for Cloud9. They get this mid turret, and Envy may not be able to start fighting back. They seem to be pushed back on all their turrets now after having a bit of, like I said, a bit of control in that bot lane. They weren't going to do too much on Sneaky and Smoothie, but that's where they were having an advantage.
And you can see now,
in pressure at least.
C9 are just trying to take the advantage of the fact that Apollo is bottom. Apollo's going to shove to tier 2. Now they're going to take the top turret, they're going to take the red, and get a little bit more control of this top side of the map. So like I said, they're splitting the map.
Yep.
Envy is focused on bottom lane. They got the Drake, and they're still focused on this side. So they'll take this red buff, and they'll push up to this tier 2. My question is, what happens here? Because this could be explosive depending on the risks that the teams want to take. Because now Envy have control of the bottom side. If somebody face checks here, like Contracts, or we saw what happened in the TSM set where Svenskeren had face checked around that area. So no, they're playing it very reserved and very safe. So everybody's just kind of backing off. They got the vision, they got the control. Now is the time to back, set up, reset the map, and then push back out.
Make much more informed decisions with their vision now, both sides. Well, like you said, and you can see through that vision, it's actually halved on either side. As Envy sits in their fog of war, Cloud9 runs back into Cloud9's Fog of War. A very interesting positioning both teams have here, but top turret will still waiting to go down slowly due to that noodle fight up there. So we'll probably see Impact take this with contracts, and then we'll have the map opened up a little more.
You do have to get it around this time if you're Cloud9, because Seraph now has the Tiamat, and previously you saw the Impact was just pushing it constantly underneath the turret of Seraph, but that's not going to be the case anymore because Seraph has the wave clear constantly on his auto attacks. Maybe one more wave because the fact that, oh, he doesn't have the pressure. Oh my god, it's so low. Yeah, you just come up here and smack it. You have to get it now. EnVy are sacking this too. It's quite interesting because we will see people get the bottom lane turret and then they will swap to top lane, which you could totally do in this case. You could swap EnVy's bottom lane to top and then put the Shen in the long lane because he has the ultimate. He has 2 globals to reach him. And if you were able to like slowly but surely get that bottom lane, I think that was actually a little bit of a misplay there to try and reset the map and get bottom side vision for EnVy, where the Drake is down. Top side right now is where you should be pushing.
See how they play off this. They did just grab the dragon control, so you are right to kind of say bot lane's getting a little too much pressure. Mid lane hasn't really seen too much love. Jensen's been able to get his kills from roams, and they haven't really tried to put him down since. Can still be scary to try and gank a rise that big in the mid game. But after the first 4-1 we saw in that very, very bloody fight early game, it seems like EnVy has become a bit reserved in their actions and trying to do some cross-map engagements.
I will say, though, that EnVy have a good idea of the macro game, and I want to say medium risk, medium reward, or at least low risk, medium reward, because it's the slow game, right? They started off with this gigantic play that, everybody kind of was taken aback by. Now, all right, that didn't work out. Let's reset, because that's a snowball potential for Cloud9. And EnVy haven't really let that happen. They got the first turret, they got some money back, but now it's kind of, the game is stagnated right now. It's in a fixed pace for a little bit until somebody decides, all right, I hit an item spike, or I want to actually make a play now. And I think EnVy could have done that earlier, but Drake is coming up in 50 seconds. You want the bottom side control, and that's what they're going to try to do, is just keep tabs on this.
I got the Triforce, Youmuu's good poke potential, and there's a bit of it right there. Firing through Smoothie's defenses. And EnVy has great position on the bottom side of the map to make this happen.
Oh, they're trying to get Jensen.
Gonna keep going hard.
You have to lock him up before he gets that ulti.
All right, hides himself out to the side. No time wasted by the rest of the map as Jensen dances himself to safety.
America.
You could just do it up top. 151 to 130 as Impact continues to push in. Seraph slowly walking towards mid. Apollo's got to be careful here.
Yep, might run into Smoothie and Hakuo here, but that's damage on that mid lane turret because of the fact that Jensen was able to evade 3 or 4 people. That was big because now they bought some time to shove up a wave, get chip damage on this mid turret that's about half HP. A little bit lower than that.
Apollo, so captivated. Cannot get close enough to put the piercing arrow damage down. Where are you going? Impact, Hakuo there. He knows it's spell immune. It's 1-2. They put the Deadly Flourish on after the Arcane Snap. Oh, the percent damages. Doing damage in percentages, but it's going to be Lyra going down first. They're trying to back out of this. Impact says, you're not going anywhere, Seraph. Seraph gets taken down as well as he tries to flash to safety. And Smoothie limps out of this one as the team says, let's go for mid.
Smoothie right there. Huge play, the ultimate from Tarek coming down at the right time. Impact would have died there, but he got invulnerable. That was perfectly played there, really well timed. Smoothie's right on top of those ultimates constantly.
Brilliant, some would say. Oh, it's not over yet.
Oh, the poke damage, it's almost never over, except Apollo has no mana, so.
Get it. Dragon wants it. It's over. Don't tell him, but it's over.
I lied.
Oh, I actually thought Ninja was going to try to ward over and shoot. He's just clearing up and holding off Jensen.
Yeah. They were able to prevent the Drake take, though, and there's still control of the bottom side for EnVy, so that's good for them, but Jensen 2 levels up right now over Ninja.
Woo! One more. Soul Valkyrie away!
Needs to hit a Q.
Oh, Spellflux, he's gonna... No, he can't take it. He's not gonna take it.
The TPs? I was chicken all along, and they both said no.
Interesting. A lot of TPs being used in just aggression and strategy for this one. We'll have to see how the teams actually play around that. Because with Impact, he's hanging out with his team right now. This leaves Seraph with Stand United down. So if anything happens, he's got a long walk to go.
I just noticed that Ninja has a Dark Seal and has had one for the past, like,
Yeah, it's been a while.
7 minutes. And it's not doing much for him.
You have to accessorize, man.
Gotta get the bling, but it's not doing much for him at the moment. And even if it got stacked up, it doesn't do too much for Corki. Impact is really bold right there, but then he gets locked up, shredded, ton of boilings on him, and then right there, oh. Bling. Yep. Seraph got the taunt onto multiple people there, but there's just no damage that can come down, and everybody was stacked on top of each other, so even if you're throwing rock, if you're throwing all these auto attacks, arrows through, if you're Apollo, it did nothing.
It's such a clustered fight, too. You can hardly see when Smoothie throws down the ultimate sometimes in that sense.
Yep, he's one of the only people playing Tarek as well in the North American LCS. I believe the only one. He's playing it into Malzahar constantly, but he highly values the invulnerability and the fact that it's for his team. It's for the team fighting, not so much for lane.
Merc treads himself so he can get into these fights. Upgraded Sightstone. Not really doing too much for the Targons just yet, but more control wards coming out here for Cloud9. There's a few items ahead in each one of their matchups. See the Needlessly Large Rod coming in now for Jensen as he gets much, much bigger. 204 for Jensen, sneaky 203.
Contracts is going to check.
Even Impact has got himself some kills now.
Impact picking up kill for himself in the previous fight. And that top lane advantage is just, oh, this is supposed to be a Shen-favored matchup. The Tiamat came through, the turret went down because there wasn't a swap to prevent it from going down, and that was just gold for Impact. I definitely think it goes back to that TP from Seraph and Impact at the beginning of the game. The team of Cloud9 were just like, here's some wards, Impact, get here in the middle of the fight. And Seraph didn't have that luxury.
It's the small things, especially when it's Cloud9 and they can use those little advantages to make sure they have leads in their lanes, hold those leads. It's not like Ninja was able to take down Jensen. Sneaky's still alive. That gold is not in the pocket of Envy for any shutdown. So that's what I'm saying. What can Envy do as a poke team when the other team stays so spread out? You can't really get any poke on them. You can't even get up to a turret to siege. What's your kind of next option?
Well, you're supposed to have split push pressure. They don't have that. You're supposed to have poke pressure on these guys. They have a Tarek to heal it up a little bit.
Right, yeah.
Even if you catch Jensen, he has QSS. So their options are very limited. They have to make a very ballsy play, a bold play. And that's not really what we were seeing from Envy yesterday, is they were just macro play. Once we get an advantage, slow bleed of the other team, and have Seraph push. So there might be a point that they recognize as, hey, we need to farm up until Forky has 2 items, till he has crit chance. Yeah. Maybe then they can fight, or eventually Seraph might have priority in this lane as he continues and progresses his build. So it may be a little bit slower here for Envy, or they want to control the pace of the game a little bit until they hit a certain point that they are happy with and say, hey, this is the time.
Edge of Knights coming in for the ADs, that bot lanes.
Great item.
A bit safer. Starting to see it almost a little too much, I mean.
It's funny, I thought it was broken before when it was a 45-second cooldown.
So where are you going with this?
I still think it's broken. And Seraph, you know, he's pulling attention top lane. He's got 2 people on him right now. Team has to make a play on the other side.
Contract's going hard. Spirit's Refuge is in, so he buys himself some more time. Jensen warping in out of nowhere, but this is mid lane pressure. Smoothie and Sneaky hold this one down. Seems like they can. And
there's no punish here either. Ninja's going to have to go top, and Jensen will be able to just push this out. And honestly, I don't know if Ninja can just sit there by himself at that turret, because Jensen has kill potential on him. So may shove out a wave and a half. Let's see what Jensen does. Like, nope. Jensen, he's... Yeah. I'm watching him on the minimap, like, he's like, do I sit in that bush? Do I not sit in that bush? Is the Corki going to run through here? He like... Is it been long enough? And he's like, nah, I'm just going to go clear the wave. Whatever. No sneaky rise today. Yeah.
Impact has been having a blast as well in his lane. Hasn't had too much trouble with Seraph. Yeah. Teleports have been paying off and farming his lanes.
He's getting the split push on too.
He is communicating. Like, he's just attacking a turret, but he actually didn't stop talking that entire time, delivering the next information. Obviously, I'm speculating.
Yeah.
But saying relevant things to the game. Yeah, that's communication you're always getting, even if you're sitting in the lane by yourself.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's communicating about the game. Like,
guys, I want a cheeseburger later. I think it should come with fries.
Yep, they just got all the outer turrets right now. Great play here, but Contracts. Turret's not dead yet.
Oh, could get his ult off. There he goes. He's going to be a little bit safer as he gets himself
Ninja caught.
Out. right in the front of the line. I thought Ninja might be able to flash out. He tries to go in for the exhaust. It's almost getting him too close and giving himself a false sense of security. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Cinco going down. We're missing Seraph. He's in the bot lane. Couldn't get himself in. Stand United came down. Could not take it.
To the Baron pit. I learned this one from Jin, from Bjergsen. It's like just the rotation, super fast to get in there. The Realm Warp is incredibly powerful. It's one of the reasons that we've been seeing Rise banned is at the highest levels, just the macro plays and the movement that you can make with it. That's not one in the heat of battle, but that's one that gets you to the Baron a few seconds faster, and it's a game of seconds.
So start on contracts.
Yeah, and the ultimate comes through here from Seraph, but Ninja ends up dying to the last, oh, not the last hit, the second to last hit, ends up killing him there. And then Sneaky opens up, and Jensen is just running them down now. Impact got in with the ultimate on. He doesn't care about turrets. He's able to pick everybody up there, and then Cloud9 get the Baron afterwards, and they're looking for, oh, honestly, a pretty clean game.
I mean, that was just the turret you don't want to save. I mean, let it go down. And your mid laner had to jump over the wall. Your AD carry was on the front line too, and Seraph, the front liner, was not on the front line, so it's kind of hard to win that fight.
You think about like what Impact did this fight too, and you're talking about your front liner. He kept Seraph occupied.
Right.
He was able to get that top turret down, get it very low, had the better teleport at the beginning of the game, went bottom, got that turret. Then after that, he walked up and around and got the flank on mid lane. So Impact's movements this game and the way that he's split pushing, it's hard to deal with. And where is he coming from? He's in the back already.
Oh, Seraph's so big. He's taking 3 to take him down. Contracts over the wall to finish it off. That means the rest of the team will fall very, very quickly. Sliced and diced. Double kill coming in for Contracts. 3 are down now, and that's actually Seraph being the start of the fight. So Cloud9 has a lot of room to work with.
Yeah, a ton of room. Ever since the beginning of the game, opening up Impact, and now he's 2 levels up over Seraph. He's been the brick wall for Seraph's career, even last split. Seraph looked like he was on an upward trend. Impact shuts him down, and this game is just more of the same here. He's been out-teleported, out-fought just in a one-on-one, out-split pushed. Impact just seems to have his number. To the mid lane with minions. Beautiful, beautiful. Man, this is the thing. The first time you see the Realm Warp and that happen, you're just like, damn, that's ingenious. And now you're like, it's like, no, those are really, really good Realm Warps because you have to have the minions occupied on something.
They have everything in range, or everything set up already.
Yeah, as a team, it
they
takes that coordination.
They don't have to go anywhere. 2 Ocean Drakes, the next one's going to be Infernal, so they're getting a sustain when they're actually out of battle. They haven't seen anybody since bot turret, so the Realm Warp to mid, easy peasy, almost full health.
Love it.
A game that is just going so much in Cloud9's favor, and they've been so good at holding these leads. So usually, you look at something to tack on, and there's a little bit that you can only do for Cloud9. They've been playing pretty clean. That was Seraph they start, and this was the fall of a lot of turrets.
That was the least sneaky ninja I've ever seen. Position given away in the bush. The tree is actually more surprising than the ninja was there.
Well, he does have thunder skills.
Yeah, that's true. Counterintuitive. But Impact coming in from the side and having priority on the bottom side of the map has just been doing wonders for them ever since they swapped it over. And that's what I was talking about, where why didn't Envy swap Seraph to the bottom lane? Why didn't they, when they had the bottom lane turret down, swap the Shen there? Because then you match the Maokai there, and the Maokai now has a long lane that he has to push against instead of a matchup that he's happy in. They already took the Drake too, but hold on, they're trying to make a play here. The team's actually split, so watch Cloud9 and how they actually investigate this, because Jin and Tarek and Impact.
How quick can it be? That's a Guardian Angel. That much work for the GA. It's something they obviously had to do, but you see the trouble that Envy is working with here. Impact back up, ready to go back in. Shield is on. The shield is off. It doesn't look like they're going to go for a dive here. I thought they might have gone a little crazy with the minions pouring into the bot side of the base.
Exactly. Minions are pouring into the bottom side. We'll reach that turret quite soon, and I believe there's double super minions in it. Yes, there is. There's 2 super minions. And so now they have to back off, and Envy have to go deal with that wave. Top wave has cannon minion in it, of course, and so does that mid wave. And they'll push these up and try to figure out where the weak spot is for Envy.
Just becomes hard to beat a game beat a team rather, when they win their lanes and continue to play consistently. Cloud9 makes very little errors, and if they do, they can repair them. We saw Impact as he tried to come in on Hakuo. They almost killed him, but then repaired by Smoothie. The team was all there. Cloud9 firing on all cylinders here as they come in first place in the NALCS so far. And they look to put another victory in the battle of the war under their belt.
That's actually a great way to put it. It's a battle that they can win, but the war's not over.
The war is never over. Whoa! The next battle begins! Ninja gets out safely with Stand United, and Seraph does just that, completing it. Gets right next to his team. Try to keep them very, very safe. Top lane is really in the eyes here of Cloud9. One more wave pouring in. See if they can get it.
Yep.
Well, they're backing off.
Smoothly ultimate onto Contracts, and Contracts leaps it over to Impact just to make sure. Cloud9 just look really clean. And Jensen's still 100% kill participation. And it's not like it's not like when you see somebody who's like got a Jarvan flag in the fight, and it's like, oh, I buffed you, 100% KP. Like, he has to tag them, he has to double E somebody and have it bounce. I haven't been seeing a lot of those double E's actually land on everybody. I think he's just getting some really good hits. And they're just systematically just ripping through EnVy's team.
Yeah.
Which has 2 kills. One of those happened at, level 2, level 3.
There's also not much you can do when these kills are walking away with slivers of health because of that invulnerability play. I'm not taking anything away from Smoothie. But, if EnVy had those few more kills, a few more item breakpoints, fights change. You can always speculate. But the early game definitely just kept going in the favor of Cloud9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an efficient snowball by them because they started getting those outer turrets and they played the map better than EnVy did, and Impact had priority. And this just looks like, Baron's coming up in 45 seconds, sync with Infernal Drake. Pretty much exactly. Sorry, I'm looking at the timers like, which one is faster? I think they're actually, they're like exact.
Now I know what you do at home, Simon.
It's OCD, man, I'm saying.
This is a great game. Look at these timers.
Pretty colors. But they're all rotating towards where the Baron is. 20 seconds on that. They're going to get control of the area, clear out all the wards so that it's just a gigantic fog of war area that EnVy just don't even want to even face check. And they may have to take the risk or else it's just Baron. You can see dark map for EnVy at the moment.
Whew, that's scary.
Apollo, it's taking damage from Poke.
Lots of pings?
Yeah, and they're on the Baron, so that's going to be the Baron started up here. Infernal Drake, okay, so EnVy are going to go for the trade. They're going to say they are on Baron, we'll go for the safe objective here and get at least something back.
They need to go fast. Realm Warp's up, they can hop to top side. That's going to have to be a back by the other team. And
Realm Warp to top?
Yep. That's the sound of Realm Warp if you didn't know.
And now they're Baron buffed.
Also the caw, I love it.
I love it. Merca every single time. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go into your base, break down your walls.
Oh,
Jensen,
boy.
No, he's had a great game. Been able to just destroy the mid lane. Got 2 kills early on and was set up. Ninja, that's why he's got the package, but I think he's afraid to use it.
Really has been a team that came together this year, especially with one of the changes. You expect to see that from teams that usually don't do anything or practice somewhere in the offseason. But Cloud9 coming through strong. Picks and bans as well is something people haven't really been able to kind of get through and under the skin of Cloud9. They come through with champions and teams they always have solid games with.
Yeah, and we've been talking about like the meta and, this is a predictable pick. They should have picked, Malzahar here or Zyra here or whatever. Yeah. But for teams like FlyQuest, Echo Fox, Cloud9, their pick ban phase is becoming very unpredictable.
It's like one of the first curtain calls we've seen. People just die so quick. Smoothie coming out. Looks like EnVy's going to be able to stave off the fight just for now. Obviously, the inhibitor is going to go down, but they're doing their damnedest to take down maybe Impact first. It's Ninja that goes down. Exhaust not even used on that one as he was locked up fully. And the inhibitor will follow quickly here. EnVy on the base for Solace right now, trying to get some HP and trying to get ready for this final fight.
Yeah, it would be a 4-on-5 though. Impact, sure, he's half HP. Doesn't matter, his Guardian Angel's back up.
It's like 2 champions
he doesn't
still.
care, he's going in.
That was going to be a double Arcane Smash knockup. We see Hakuo going down first. They're going to start towards Apollo. He doesn't want him to get to the fountain. He says, you're going to run the other way. Apollo flashes by. He says, I just want to live. Next game, please. Jensen's going to be almost going down. He does get hit up. Lyra takes him out. The rest of the team is focusing on the Nexus. This is the Impact show right now going on. They're going to take that one down. Great play from all of Cloud9 here in game 1 to take down EnVy.
Very clean play from Cloud9. That level 1, or level 3, I believe, is hard to
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Be completely focused on that fight and to bring everybody. That was a 10-man in the bottom lane, party in the river. And Cloud9 had the better teleport, the better ward placement at the moment.
It was like a 2+2, +1/+1. 5 seconds later, +1/+1.
It's a trickle in 5-on-5. One person dies, you got 4, but I still count the body as being somebody in attendance. You know, you still mark them off the list. They were here.
So starting that one off, EnVy playing pretty strong. They had a good bot lane. We did question kind of the rotation, which we'll see if they switch up next game. We're going to be doing all your analysis for this one. But looking at that, Cloud9, it just seems like they're able to have one thing happen and then everything's glorious.
Yeah.
Obviously they do work, but it just seems like they're able to work off that one thing so well.
And that's the mark of a team, you know, that's 4-0 and that they're able to be at the top of the standings and take down some of those other top teams against the team that just picked up their first win in week 3.
Sure.
So it's not to be unexpected that Cloud9 is a very good snowball team,
Absolutely.
especially against EnVy. But I would say that EnVy were able to hold up, lose slowly, but it wasn't pretty.
That's true. You can always take a bit out of those losses, figure out how the team is doing it. We'll go to a 24-minute replay here for Cloud9. 4 for 0.
Yeah.
And this was that turret we said, why not just kind of let it go?
This was the 2-turret take where Impact got the bottom turret, walks all the way around. He doesn't go through that bush that's in the bottom of where he is right now. He goes around the wolf pit. Like, he's just looking for the most optimal flank where they don't see him coming, where he's just going straight up through the vision. It's like, it's really well played here as a flank, but also just the catches and the, I want to say, like, Impact was a highlight for me in this game in that matchup. And also, oh my God, he did the most damage on his team. He's smacking away on a tank a lot, doing % HP damage with W, but the Maokai doing the most damage, not completely unexpected in the game where there were some explosive fights where he really got the better of it. But I also think the Realm Warps being used just to kind of close the game out a little bit faster, to rotate a little bit faster. Don't think there was anything like completely groundbreaking there, but I think the rotation to mid and to Baron were some of my favorites there.
The Realm Warps as well, once you have that option, the opposing team, obviously their options start to dwindle, but even more so, you say, we might be able to do this, but now they Realm Warp.
Yeah.
So now we actually have to just stay right here.
And that's the power of Realm Warp is, having a teleport on one person is really good. Having a team-wide teleport just kind of breaks the game in a sense on a macro level and professional level because you can cover options. It's like we are simultaneously threatening your top turret and we're simultaneously threatening your mid turret and the Baron. So you can't realistically cover all of those options. You have to be predictive, but if the other team's reactive with their Realm Warp of where you go, that you honestly can't hold up against it. So if you have the lead, you have a rise, you can really just, all options are on the table at the same time. You can have your cake and you can eat it too.
Really?
Yes, you can.
We'll do that during break. We'll see if EnVy can even up the score when we come back with Game 2 against Cloud9. Now, as we head to break, we saw what Jensen was able to do on Rise that game. For more on what